Hello, hello, Sarah of SDK Handmade here, and friends, I am so excited to share with you the entire Romelyn collection. I'm going to tell you the whole story from inspiration to yarn to the hooks you'll need to how to style these fun pieces. But I want to encourage you to stick around until the end because I have a special discount code just for people watching here on YouTube. Let's start off by talking about the inspiration for this collection. One of my most favorite events to participate in every year is the Crochet Cancer Challenge. The Crochet Cancer Challenge is hosted by Christine of Sweet Potato 3, and this is an event where almost daily designers release hat patterns for free. It is in a blog hop style format, so if you catch the end of the blog hop, make sure you read Christine's blog post carefully to really understand how the blog hop works. The whole idea behind this blog hop is that if you download a pattern for free, you pledge to make at least one of those hats and donate it to charity. It is such a great opportunity for designers to show their support for donating hats and for makers to get some really gorgeous free patterns that they can use to make hats to donate to their local community. While the event is in honor of cancer, you do not have to donate your hats to cancer charities. I know sometimes those can be hard to find depending on where you live, so don't feel pressured not to participate if you don't have a local cancer charity. You can donate to any charity. Whenever I work a hat for the Crochet Cancer Challenge, I'm always looking for a few things to put into my hat pattern. The first thing I want is visual interest. I think that even hats that are donated need to be beautiful. Everybody deserves a gorgeous hat. The next thing I want to do is create a hat that's interesting for the crocheter to make, but not too complicated, because if you get hung up on the making, you're not going to make a bunch of them for charity. So in this hat, we're going to learn the linked double crochet stitch, and then we're going to use it to make a really gorgeous textured hat that you can whip up lickety-split. The last thing I really like to think about when I make my hats is making a hat that can be worn by anyone, not just women. As female designers and female makers, which a lot of us are, I think we end up, I know we end up with lots of gorgeous hats donated to charity, but not all of them are hats that men would want to wear. I know this from having worked with my own local charities. So I think about making a hat that can be unisex. I encourage you, if you make a hat, to make it in a color that maybe anybody could wear. Once I've got all of those pieces together, I love to make a whole tiered pattern system around those stitches. That way, if anybody does get a little hung up on the hat, because as you know, my hat is the last in my tiered system, they can start at the beginning with the cozy or the bag, practice this stitch, and work up to having a whole set that they can either gift or keep or donate. This collection is a little special because it has 3 tier 1 patterns. The first tier 1 pattern is a cup cozy. As always, I just think a cup cozy is perfection for learning a new stitch, and this one works up quick and easy with scraps. Great, great, great for holiday gifts, which, guys, I counted the weeks and it's like 10 or less, which I'm not hyperventilating, you're hyperventilating. It'll be fine. But make a couple cup cozies and you'll be well on your way to having a few gifts under your belt. The second tier 1 pattern is a bag. You know I love these. I keep them everywhere, and this really nice dense stitch pattern of the linked double crochet, single crochet combination really makes for a nice tight fabric, which makes these super durable bags. My third tier 1 pattern is a pumpkin. I actually designed this last year to teach a class about, and I just love it so much. You guys, here's the secret about pumpkins. You can make a pumpkin out of a rectangle, no shaping. It's so easy. All of the shaping is done with stuffing and tightening some yarn around it. So if you have never tried a pumpkin before, I highly, highly encourage you to dive on in with the Romelyn pumpkin. I think I've made at least 3. They're just a lot of fun. My tier 2 pattern is the Romelyn cowl. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite cowl styles. It's like kind of a split cowl. It's got a seam at the top and the bottom. It makes wearing really easy, and actually construction is super easy too. I'll be honest with you, I had intended to make one cowl. But when I got my cowl done, I was like, there are so many other color combinations I could use. So I dug through my yarn stash and I found more yarn. My first version of the cowl that I'm wearing right now is 2 colors and kind of matching sides. So I've got the pink and the gray and the purple and the gray, and they really reflect each other. For my second cowl, I really wanted to change up the color palette so that people could see how many different color palettes you could use. So I did one half of it all in a solid color, and then I did a scrappy version on the other side. These colors are all colors that I had in my stash as leftovers. I also think that if you're not a stripy person, you could easily make the whole thing in one color, or make one side in one color and the other side in another color. Any combination is going to be really beautiful. Last but not least, the whole inspiration for this collection, my tier 3 hat patterns. I have a brimmed and a brimless version, and this one matches my stripy cowl, and this one matches my scrappy cowl. I'm going to be wearing these all fall. The weather has just changed to be cool enough to wear a cowl around throughout the day, and I'm definitely going to be doing it. Next up, let's talk about the yarn that I used. I started my designs digging into my Wall O yarn. I was immediately drawn to these really beautiful skeins of yarn that I had, this pink and this purple. They are by the same yarn dyer. They are Junie and C yarns, and I really love her yarn. She's got lots of bold colors, and you know I can't resist a bold color. This is one of their more unusual bases that I'm not sure they carry anymore, but you can definitely check out their worsted weight yarn. This is a non-superwash, which I've come to find that I really love. To me, it's a solid, sturdy, really beautiful worsted weight yarn, and it has 218 yards per 100 grams. The beautiful purple color that is on top here is called Boom Boom Pow, and this stunning pink color is called Raspberry Beret. And I used Boom Boom Pow in my cozy and one of my bags, and then this is Raspberry Beret in one of my bags. I think it's so fun to see how the colors shift and pop based on what colors you put them with. All of the gray yarn in my cowl, my hat, my bag. These are all worsted merino superwash by Plymouth Select. It is color number 55, and this yarn also contains 218 yards per 100 grams. So really a perfect match. All right, let's talk about all these stunning Malabrigo yarns. You know Malabrigo Rios is one of my diehard go-tos, which is why I had so many colors of scraps laying around. I want to tell you right out the gate that I am going to link to notes below. You do not need to be like furiously scribbling down these colors that you like. I got you covered. Don't you worry about it. I'm going to give you all the links so that you don't have to hunt these down or keep them locked up in your brain. I know you've got enough to remember without trying to do that. My main gray color that repeats throughout this is Nimbus Gray, and it is color 844. I really love this as just a classic charcoaly gray, but you can see how the color shifts. It's not solid. For my other colors in my hat, I have Matisse Blue. This is like a stunning cobalt. I am so drawn to this color. Matisse Blue is color 415. Next up, I have this really beautiful fuchsia, which is called Fuchsia. And it is number 93. Next up, I have one of my most favorites. This is Aniversario. It just, you guys, the colors in it. It's like every color I love. It just makes me happy every time I work with it. And Aniversario is number 5. Next up, this beautiful purple that fades kind of between a purpley and a golden rusty color is called Sabiduria, and it is color number 136. Last, this gorgeous green color is called Pines. It is number 213, and then I reused Aniversario at the top again. My pumpkin is the only one that's in a totally different color. I used Malabrigo Rios in Glazed Carrot, which is color 16. All of the Malabrigo yarns are 100% superwash wool, and they all contain 210 yards per 100 grams. So a nice close match to our 218 yards of our other two yarns. All right, let's talk hooks. I am keeping it so simple for you. For all of the patterns, from cozy pattern all the way up to hat pattern, you're going to use a US H8 or a 5mm hook. All right, let's talk gauge and customization. One of the things I love about these patterns so much is that they are super customizable. Whether you're making a hat, a cowl, a bag, a cozy, a pumpkin, whatever pattern you choose, they are super easily customizable. The stitch pattern is a super simple repeat, so it's going to be pretty easy to adjust the size of any of the patterns. And don't worry, each pattern is a little different, but I have tips and tricks in all of the patterns for adjusting your size. Of course, the thing I love most, obviously, is the ability to customize your colors. This would be great to make up in team colors or school colors, favorite colors if you know that, or just a whole rainbow of really beautiful colors. The other thing that makes it great for donating is that you can use up scraps of what you have to make a really fun and beautiful item to donate or gift. Of course, the hat pattern comes with a brimmed and brimless version, so you can customize that to what you want with full instructions included for both. All right, let's talk how to style your cowl and your hat. We're going to do just a quick run through of both of them. One of the things I really love about this cowl is how easy it is to style and wear, and that there are several ways that you can style it and wear it. When your cowl is laid out flat, you're going to want to think about what side you want on the bottom, the underneath, and what side you want on top. You're going to want to have the right side of the fabric that you want on the bottom facing out. So if I want the pink side on the bottom, I'm going to have the right side of my fabric facing out. If I want the purple side of this cowl on the bottom, I'm just going to take the whole thing and turn it inside out so that the right side of the purple fabric is what's facing right side out. Then I'm just going to take my top half and I'm going to fold it down. This is how you end up with the right side of your top fabric and the right side of your bottom fabric facing out. After that, I'm simply going to throw it over my head. And then let's talk about the several ways you can wear this. You can really have this overlap and stand up nicely. When it gets chilly, it's going to be really nice, especially for me with my short hair, to have this really high up on my neck and even to be able to tuck my nose in when it gets really cold out. But you can also pull this out and down a little bit and keep it lower and away from your neck a little bit more. Then you can choose how you adjust your points here. There are several ways to do that to give it a really different look. One of my favorites probably is to line up my points. That way it looks a little bit more like a bandana. And I just think that that's a really fun look. If you want to get a little funky, you can take and just pull your points out and show both of your points. That can also be fun to do when you twist it to the side and make it like a little asymmetrical. When you wear your cowl like this, it really highlights the outer color and the underneath color is kind of tucked away a little more. But if you take your cowl and you turn it to the side, you can feature your underneath color a little more. And then the outer points of your top layer give you almost this look of a collar, a very wide and dramatic collar. And then if you've changed up colors a lot in yours, or you've done a solid and a stripe or a solid and a solid, flipping which side is on top and which side is underneath can really dramatically change the way that your colors show up, and whether it's a really bold look or maybe a more subtle look. Hats are pretty easy to wear, let's be honest. And if you're really cold, I think a lot of times you don't care how you look in them. But if you're like me and you're a person whose head is a little on the smaller side, like mine is, then I just want to show you how to slouch this hat down. I like to make sure that I keep a little hair in the front showing so that it looks like I have hair. So what I do is I place my hat, the front of my hat, kind of back, like where I'd almost like where I'd wear a headband if I wore headbands. Then I pull the rest of it down so that it covers my ears and my neck. And then you can see I've got a lot of hat sticking out up here because I have it set so far back on my head and because my head tends to be a little smaller. I don't feel comfortable having my hat just sticking up from the back of my head like that. Some people love that look and can really rock it. I do not feel like I'm one of those people. So what I like to do is I just scrunch my hat down in the back so that it gets all wrinkled up at the bottom, and that allows it to sit nicely and flat across my head and kind of slouch to the back a little bit. I really like that look. Also, because I have a smaller head and because of where I wear my hats, I can also, oh, you guys, not snip off my ends after I weave them in. Whoops, it's fine. I can also put my hat on, and because my head is so short, I can wear it like I was wearing it before and turn up the brim. So I have a little double brim action going on so that I can be extra cozy. Now, if you're like, that's great for you, Sarah, but I have a normal sized head, well, la-dee-da. Just kidding. There are tips and tricks inside the pattern to help make the hat a little bigger. So if you're like, I really like those styles and I wear it like that a lot, but my head is normal or larger, maybe we should call that average, not normal. You could intentionally make your hat a little big so that you can wear it and style it like that. Styling a hat, it's not just for people with small heads. Thank you so much for joining me today and sticking it out until the end. As promised, I have a special discount code for you. Actually, I have two. Both of these discount codes are going to run October 22nd through October 26th. And they're only available on Ravelry. The Romelyn patterns come in a bundle of all 5 patterns. So the cozy, the bag, the pumpkin, the cowl, and the hat. That's a lot of great patterns. All of my bundles are already at a reduced price, but I have a super special extra discount code for you today. Because the hat was a part of the Crochet Cancer Challenge, and I want to be fair to those who might want to purchase the bundle but already got the hat pattern for free. I don't want you to pay on top of having gotten it for free. So I have an extra special super duper discount that allows you to purchase the whole bundle and assume you already got the hat for free. So this is like super mega discount. The other thing you need to know is that if you like the Romelyn Cozy, it is only available in the bundle, exclusively there. So grab the bundle with the code CARE, and you're going to save an extra very large chunk off between it being already discounted, me giving you a discount, and giving you the hat for free, just in case you already got it for free. If you did not already get the hat pattern for free as part of the Crochet Cancer Challenge, I would really encourage you to join in the spirit of the Crochet Cancer Challenge anyways, and pledge to make a hat to donate somewhere in your community. I also have one more discount code for you. You can use the code FALL to get any of the individual patterns besides the cozy, which is exclusively in the bundle, but you can get the bag, the pumpkin, the cowl, or the hat pattern for 30% off with that coupon code FALL. Thank Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed learning all about the Romelyn collection as well as the Crochet Cancer Challenge. Don't forget that links to everything are in the show notes below. You don't have to hunt down any of this. If you enjoyed this video, don't miss out on any of the other discount codes. Be sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. I would love it if you would help grow our community by liking this video and maybe even share it with a friend who might be interested in making these patterns or joining in the Crochet Cancer Challenge. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting!